Actually, some people know. Some people know. But I'm gonna say have because I don't like really know anymore. But because I just stopped keeping tabs. But I'm not gonna say I had because, like I said, it's niggas don't drop shit. I don't know. I have a stalker. Facts, facts. Um, and this goes back to Tumblr lore. If you know, you know. Um, but I wanna, like I said, I just wanna. This is like kind of part of a. It's the lore. It's the lore. So how how did I get the stalker? So back when I was in prime era blogging, I guess. Um, I, I'm gonna say when I was when my most like popping blog or when Tumblr was most popping, I had that blog, Arts Drug. Um, there was like a situation, and this is always like a back end or it had been. I've never like seen. I honestly just don't know what Tumblr's like anymore. Like I got one, I post on there, and I look a little bit sometimes, but I don't know what it's like. Um, but at the time, people like reposting your stuff was like a big deal, or it was like ruffling feathers if you didn't like if you did that, and also if you didn't like credit the person you got it from. And you know me, nigga. I'm Mr. Credit. I'm Mr. Good Credit Cite the source. You heard? So I don't know what the issue is, but or was, but some people would get a little salty. Some people would definitely post their shit, and me as a nigga who's just like I said, 300 IQ, like I follow the imagination or the curiosity that I have. And whether it's on Tumblr or Google or wherever the fuck, if I see something I like, I'm gonna reverse search it. And but only if it don't got no credit. Like if it don't got no credit, like it's just no information on there. I'm gonna reverse search it and find out like where is this from? You know? So, but that would like piss some people off. They would get mad about that shit, and they just be like, "You posting my shit," but I'm like, "Yeah," but I'm like, I'm literally going out my way to find out what this is because you didn't do that. Like you're not telling people what this is, and it's not necessarily for the people, but it's for me because I want to know what it is, and I want to know like I want to be able to add this to my repertoire. If I have to come back and reference something, like I have to be able to categorize this and find out the name of it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm filing something, if you have something and you want to keep tabs on it, whatever kind of collection you have, the name is important. You know what I mean? What it is important, like the genre and all that shit. Like if you got books, DVDs, whatever, people will categorize shit by name and genre or who it involves outside of just the name. So that's what I was doing. That's how you build a functioning like archive. Um, you know what I mean? Like I gotta be able to file it, nigga. I gotta be able to put a source so I know what it is. I can go back and reference it, and I gotta be able to tag it so that way it's just not lost in the system forever. That's that Twitter shit and that's that Instagram shit where you just throw something up and it's just gone forever because you liked it and you never see it again. That's your issue. Me reposting it so I could keep tabs on it. People had a problem with that. They didn't really see it from my perspective, and that's cool. Whatever. That's the past. Now, it came to a point, whether you want to say this is hypocritical or not, I don't know. Don't care. That's for whoever's judgment. There was a person, and I'm not saying no names because actually, okay, I just remember the name. I was gonna say I don't remember it, but now I remember it. But I'm not gonna say it. So it came to a point where someone who followed me was like actively reposting my stuff. Now, me as a person who gives credit and puts the information on there, I didn't see why it needed to be reposted if everything is there already. There's like, you know what I mean? There's no like function in that. Uh, and it was just a good amount of my stuff. And I can't lie, I was defensive of it myself for my own reasons, depending on what the situation was. That was one of them, and then there was like also a situation where um I saw like a Instagram was just like had mad followers, and literally my like just my whole everything like that I personally uploaded was on there. And this is why I get like I don't be wanting to like get a big head about this shit and think that I'm like the sole source. Um because it's been multiple instances where like a friend will be like, how you know they got it from you? Or we get it. You upload everything on the internet. And it's like at a certain point, like was the case. This was the case. Like there's popular images on the internet that just would have not had circulation had I not uploaded it. And it sounds crazy to say that. Like I'm not saying these images did not exist on the internet, but at the time when I uploaded them, it put new life into them because this was like an active like recycling system at the time. That's what Tumblr was. Like if you search my blog, my old blog's name on Twitter or Pinterest, shit's gonna come up, gang. I'm not gonna lie to you. Shit's gonna come up, bro. Images that, you know what I'm saying, if you do that type of shit, image finding or you Pinteresting or Twittering, bro. Like these was images, bro, that like I did not create. I did not. Some of them I did put on the internet, no cap. But I popularized, you know what I mean, and reintegrated them into circulation. I'm trying to find this one that always like I see it and I'm like, yeah, this isn't it, but like I just want y'all to like see that shit and just know. Um, like it's always some shit. I see that I personally know. I put some shit up, and like I just feel weird about bringing it up at this point, just because like I don't know. Maybe just who gives a fuck, right? Maybe it's not that big of a deal. Um, also there's like this one picture always. It's like a hand, lady's hand with like gold thorns on it, my nigga, and it's from the late great Katsuya Kamo, R.I.P. He's dead. He did like some work for like Coming to Sun and undercover and shit, but it's a hand with gold thorns on it, my nigga. If you see that image, my nigga, when niggas was not farming Instagram for fashion shit, and it, like I said, it was me and just a few other niggas that was on that shit, bro. I popularized that image. I'm just saying. Now, we get a little bit of the snack. Cause I know I went off on a tangent. So, back to the nigga that was reposting my shit. I pressed him a little bit. I was just like, yo, why you doing that? Like, what's the deal here? You know? I didn't snap on him. I just pressed him though. I did. Was it publicly? Sure, but it's a public forum. My nigga, it's Tumblr. Like, if you felt like it needed to be a private discussion, you could have privately discussed it with me. Me personally, I didn't feel like it needed to be like that. And, you know, that I would say, if out of everything, that was my, if I had to take a fault here, because I'm not perfect, I do dickhead shit all the time. And I do dickhead things on accident. I do corny shit on accident. Everybody just has their moments. If I had to take fault for anything, I would say it's true. I didn't have to publicly address it. Sometimes it's just, and it's a bad habit of a lot of people on the internet, where it could have been a DM conversation. That being said, what perspired after that was not justified by what I did. Because after that, they went on tirade after tirade after tirade. And if I can bring it up, Lord, praying I cannot bring it up. But to this day, and this was maybe a year or two ago when I checked, they had 200 internet pages mentioning my name. Like, they had so much comments that it accumulated to 200 pages. That's right. And before that happened, him and like some other people tried to gang up on me. I got called slurs. I got allegations put on me that made me actually not even want to do no internet shit no more, because like I don't think people understand this. Like, when you start saying allegations, like, that shit doesn't, like, that's not no frivolous shit. That's not like no shit you can just say. You save like actual allegations for people that actually did something. Because even me like acknowledging this, but I have to say it because it's the whole situation. You understand? I have to, if I wanted to be understood about like how much this bothered me, I have to bring that part up. Bring that part up bothers me because I like, it's just like when you say that, like it just sounds like, it sounds sus. You know what I mean? If you say that you got to put allegations on you. But that being said, I have like I just want it to be known. And you got to let people like take, you know what I'm saying, take from that what they will. And thank you for your sorry. It's like I'm cool now. But yeah. So like I said, I got called slurs. I got put allegations on me, and the allegations thing was like too far, because even when I got like when I post that people were like putting slurs on me, and I censored that somebody was putting allegations on me, they was like, oh, why did you censor that shit? And like that's what I mean. Like when you bring that shit up, people will like double down on that as if it's like it's any proof to it. And I asked, like, well, who did I like harm, or you know what I'm saying, like that you're including in these allegations or against me? And there's never been a name. So I don't know, like I don't understand like where that shit came from. But people like literally ran with that for a second. And it's like over some blog shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I dead don't get it. I dead don't get it. I'm literally looking up the page count right now. I just searched 10. So there's 10 pages officially still. Let's see if I can get 200. Okay. It won't bring up, it won't let me search too far. But as of like like you can look at like 2024 shit. My name's on their blog. Uh and I don't know if I want to reveal it right now, but and there was multiple people. Granted, there was multiple people. Um, but yeah, like I said, like I think as of last year or 2 years ago, when I checked, there was 200 pages of content that they've written about me and obsessed about me. Um, and this is just the main person. Like one guy who was saying all these like all the slurs about me and stuff. Wanted me to like fly out to New York and like fight the nigga and shit. And then later tried to apologize. And when I said, no, you have to apologize publicly because what you said was public, they just started tripping again. Like that's not like a reasonable ask. You apologizing to me in private does nothing after like people have said all this shit about me, bro. No, you specifically have spread all this information about me, and you want to reconcile privately. You want to apologize privately, like that's some mature shit. It's not. It's not. It's like it's cowardice. Like it makes no sense. You give a fuck about what you say in private. You know what I mean? Even if I forgave you privately, it does not affect the perceptions that you put out there publicly. Yeah, exactly. You better clear all that shit in public. Like I'd be a fool to forgive you privately if you couldn't publicly say anything. It makes no sense. Like I don't know. So yeah. Um and then there was this like other guy, I don't know, and he wanted to get in with it. And like the weirdest thing to me is like they try to put these racial aspects on it. They try to put these like marginalized aspects on it. And they said they were harassing me or hard on me because I'm lighter skinned. But the person that literally was calling me slurs that I have never spoken out loud, they said they let them slide because they were like darker skinned. Like you understand like the mental challenges that people are putting on themselves, the mental gymnastics that people are doing. Like, it's just weird. It's just weird. I'm not gonna like. There's no reason for me to try to go one for one about how progressive I am with someone, or who I have in my the marginalized people I have in my life, because the people that are in my life and that are marginalized people know I love them. I'm not gonna just start name dropping special classes of people, you know what I mean, that fit in different categories just to prove, who I am, or my hardships, just to prove, like, what I'm saying, that I don't need to be like discriminated against by some weirdo. But my biggest flex is literally the 200 pages. Like, to me, that's just insane. Uh I know they still keep tabs on me. If I go through their shit right now, like, I know it's still booming, it's still up for me, all that shit. Um, so yeah, that was one thing that to me, that's a story time that I feel like would have just been interesting for the lore vault, and to document it. Um, because I don't know, I feel like I have a relatively interesting internet history. So I know. Nah, that's crazy. Yeah, no, it is crazy. It's 100% crazy. And they're a weirdo. They're the weirdo. They did a lot of this shit of like posturing about like how they're like for black people. And if you went on their blog before they like cleaned it up, literally they were just like nonstop thirsting after like buff Asian men. And then every now and then they post a white man, and they'd be like, "Oh no, I'm just like posturing to bring white people in, so then I can bring attention to the bigger issues." It's like, what even are you? you're him, Brody. You're him, Brody. You got it. But yeah, I don't know. And I'm sure I'll remember some like extra detail to this bullshit later. Oh yeah, aside from the fact that they were like following me on my Twitter and my Instagram, and they just like pull they would literally repost your own words. If they thought you had a valid point, they would take your words from your Twitter post or Instagram post and posted it as if they were saying it. Like, not even like, you screenshot somebody's tweet and it'll be like their at on it. They won't do that. No, they just take the words, like, copy, paste it, make it look like their own words and shit, as if they were saying their own things. And this was like their idea of like justice, because they're so marginalized that they can just take whatever words, because they don't feel that like these other people are deemed worthy of having a spotlight on them, or they don't agree with like all their politics. And it's like, sure, like, political like separation is fine, but just like just acting like these words are yours are crazy, just because you like the point but you didn't like the person. It's like insane. um but that story time. I knew I had a good story time today. I thought this one, I was like, this one will actually be interesting, because it's just nothing I ever spoke about like on recorded, format.